bright enough, right?
Yeah, well, it got bright.
It's dark.
Dark. The power of your Mac. It's so strong.
Zackintosh? Good.
Okay.
Ready. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to This Week in Madden Show 124. As always, joined by my co-host SGibs and Bits. Gibbs, what's happening today?
Just getting ready for the MUT Invitational.
MUT Invitational is coming up this weekend in Orlando, Florida. We will be heading there tomorrow morning, bright and early. Gonna have to get up around 5 in the morning.
Really? That early? You're gonna get up that early?
Just in case.
All right. Don't want to miss your
case.
flight, I guess. Okay.
So we'll be heading down to Orlando, Florida, guys. Here are the matchups real quick. Gibbs has them. They are ZFarls, this guy, against Hashugz on Xbox One. That game will take place. Guys, EA Sports is going to stream these if you watch twitch.tv/EA Sports. Also, follow me on Twitter, @MaddenBible, @SGibs7. We will tweet those links out when the games go live, so don't sleep on that. Other games for different systems, 360 is Rose Bowl taking on Harvin. PS3 is Alpha taking on Ghost. And we have Winner's Kit taking on 75% off on MaddenTips.com. Just kidding, that's a product. And PS4, we have BU Tweezy, who's probably in the chat right now, against Dakota Beavers.
BU Tweezy definitely in the chat right now. He's a newcomer, and we're glad to have him.
So it was a fierce, fierce battle. There's the bracket. But make sure you guys check out the stream when it goes live on Friday. That's right, you don't want to miss the MUT Invitational action. But we have tons of Madden action coming up for you on the show today. So let's jump right into it. Gibbs, what's one thing you want to show the fans over on the Xbox One before we take your questions?
Well, one thing I want to show before we get started, I want to say one quick housekeeping thing. Guys, if you like the channel, if you like what we're doing, you're new to this channel, you aren't already subscribed, I'm going to ask for you to do one thing and one thing only on tonight's show. Subscribe in the lower left-hand corner of this channel if you already aren't. Join us in this Madden Tips community, and we're going to help you out, help you get your game to the next level.
Yep.
So
hit that little follow button, join the chat, and ask your questions. But we're going to take a look here. We got the Oakland Raiders on offense, which is what Hashugz squad will be. Mine will be the New York Giants, but we'll have loaded up teams even better than what you see right here.
Right. So we're kind of giving you, this isn't to divulge any of Hashugz plays or any of his scheme, but what we want to show you is what we've gone into the lab and what we've seen from a scouting report of Hashugz game, what we're expecting. So on the offensive side of the ball, we have the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. He might be in Philly, he could maybe be in Green Bay, or he could be in Miami. We're not exactly sure.
Yep.
That's one thing you want to take a look and note there. On defense, we think he's in a 3-4 base set. A bunch of formations and playbooks he could use for 3-4, but there's one specific formation on defense we want to take a look at. And what we're focusing on here is the 1-4-6 sub package. This is the primary defensive formation that Hashugz will be using against ZFarls in the MUT Invitational tournament. And let's take a look at what we're kind of expecting Hashugz to run here on the defense side of the ball.
So he's going to be watching the show tonight most likely. And he already knows I run multiple D playbook. He knows probably all the formations. If he's done his homework, which I sure hope he has because I want the best game possible. I know he's a really good player. Been in the tournament scene since like Madden 06, 07. Used to play user Champ Bailey at corner with the Raiders.
Beast.
He would use a different team, but he would lock up Randy Moss with Champ Bailey, so people called him Bailey. That was his name back then. He won a regional city back in the Madden Challenge days for the guys in the Wayback Machine. So he's been in this thing for a while, so I'm expecting, if I play my best game, he plays his best game, it's going to be a great battle, and that's what I'm hoping for. So I know he's probably watched my first 2 games, which you can also watch on YouTube, and I've seen his first-round game against QJB, who's the man, on YouTube. So That's all you know going into it. He could change his playbook, but
He could.
Maybe that works to my advantage. Maybe it works to his advantage.
This is our scouting report, though. We're taking, again, a look, the sub 146. You can find this from just about any 3-4 set in the game, right? Or 3-4 playbook in the game. I also want to note that what you're seeing here is actually a play that's in the winner's kit. We call it the lazy man's D. So this is something that we'll show you here. The sub 146. And the play that he primarily uses is the Mike SS one dog, the Mike Strong Safety one dog. So, what we noticed that he does that's pretty unique for Madden 25 this year is he actually calls press. So what we typically see is no press because you get to beat press, and also 2-man under, you get great press coverage without having to risk getting beat over the top. But because it's MUT, you have all those jacked up ratings with all your MUT cards, MUT items, and you have the better press ratings, so you can get a better press on the outside receivers.
Right.
So what we see here is he man aligns, or base aligns, and then calls press coverage. And then from here, guys, it's very simple. Spy the D tackle, contain this outside linebacker at the left edge, and you're good to go. If you're looking at this, you're going to notice, what does this look a lot like? Trios guys home.
Right.
4-3 under Mike Sam Shack. Right?
Sam Shack.
So that's, similar pressure, but what you got to love about what Hashugz has here is he is set up to be able to defend gun empties, 4 wide, because he's got the extra speed and extra coverage on the field, and he has a lot of flexibility there. So you can see how good this pressure can be. And what's also really effective about this
I hope this is
set,
what he does and you're not telling him to do this.
No, this is what we're seeing.
This is what you saw.
This is what we saw in the lab games that we were able to see, especially that game against QJB. So you can see pressure comes off that right edge. Now that's one thing I think that you're going to have to do, Farls, is you're going to have to roll a little bit left. What is beautiful about what Hashugz has here with this play is if you roll left to try to avoid the pressure, you're in trouble just as much on the right edge because you have that contain.
It's going to generally stay pretty wide.
And you got outside of it, but the contain's going to keep you funneled inside, right? So what's a couple things that you could start doing here to help pick up this pressure? Well, let's try slide protecting the line to the right.
Okay.
So slide right.
Block the halfback.
Don't block the halfback here.
All right.
And then just try sliding right.
Did.
So let's see. And nope, that's not going to be an answer.
Okay.
So we can't get by with that.
Yep.
So next step, block the halfback, right? So now you block the halfback. Let's see what happens. Snap of the ball. Okay, and you pick it up. The pocket's still very tight, right? Because you have the contain out the left edge, so you can't really roll out, and you can't really go out to the right edge because the pressure's coming from that side. So we know that if you block the halfback, you will pick it up. What he'll start doing, though, if he starts seeing that you're blocking halfback, he'll start to drop the linebacker in coverage that's covering the halfback. So what you'll see here is the following. He'll start going like this. So you block the halfback, I'm going to drop Herzlich over on that edge, and I'm going to get extra guy, and then I'll go over here and use your halfback if he goes out to the right. You'll pick up the pressure, but now you're going to have extra coverage on the field, which could get some coverage sacks.
Right. So nice defensive scheme here. I gotta get ready to go against it.
He's also going to run potentially. I saw a couple different type of cover 2 looks, or this cover 3 Mike Sam SS3 seam.
Yeah.
So he could run that. What else we got here? He could. I would bet he runs some version of that strong corner to fire. We do it all the time. It's a very good, popular play.
Maybe I'm just gonna come out with something totally ridiculous that he's never thought of.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just hoping he's watching and he's like, "Oh, what is he gonna do?"
You might be that crazy. You might be crazy enough to do that.
I might be nuts.
I think so.
You guys know that about me. I'll call anything. I'm a cowboy.
You will. You are. Cowboy Wayne Rooney.
Boom.
So that's what we're kind of anticipating on the defensive side of the ball. We'll go to the offensive side coming up.
What's so good about the chess match of this game, guys? That's what's fun about it. That's what makes it good to play. You hop in a lot of online ranked games, you see some of the same stuff people say, but when you get a chance to lab against something and then go in and test it and see if you did your homework well enough, that's what teams do every week. I know I put in 1% of what a team puts in during the NFL week, but even just looking at it,
half of that, maybe.
Hey, well, let's try this, let's try that. It looks like this, looks like that. You get to feel like, okay, these are the questions we'd like to hear in the chat and we like to hear on Twitter is, okay, my opponent is setting pressure right, containing the guy left. How do I beat that? Where should I look to on the field? Where can I target? And that's the strategies that we want to give you when you follow these channels. So
and it feels good when you put that time in. Okay, we're in the lab. We said, okay, if you block the halfback, you'll pick the pressure up.
Right.
So then when you go and do that in game, and you're rewarded because you made the right move from your practice time.
Right.
It feels good, and you're like, okay, I stepped up to the plate here, and I'm taking my game to the next level.
Right. And you guys, what's cool is you'll be able to see these things on the live stream. So once again, these games will be streamed. You'll be able to actually see what they're doing. Now you know what he's doing, understand it, and then when he does drop a zone, you'll be like, oh, I think he dropped a zone, but it was the same thing. Or, oh, the pressure was the same, but it looked like zone there. And then that's what I'm looking at when I play. So that's what's pretty cool about these games. All right, we're going to take a look at our first mailbag question of the night. We got a lot of good ones coming up here. We're taking your questions on Twitter. You guys are chatting away in the chat. Let's take a look and see. The first one of the night is from Big41. Wants to know, how can you read the defense in the red zone? So red zone gets a little bit problematic sometimes. Everything's cramped down in there. If that's happening to you, how can you shut it down?
Great question from Big41. Not much changes outside of how you would normally read a defense, right? I tend to think that people go away from man-to-man coverage in the red zone and they go to zone.
Right.
If you play man in the red zone, you better be bringing some type of cover zero pressure. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt.
Because you don't need those two deep safeties. They're not going to do any good for you dropping way back. If anything, put them in flats or in yellows. But still, or maybe two QB spies until they work the middle. But those guys aren't going to do anything for you. Right.
So let me show you an actual pretty good cover zero man-to-man play first to use in the red zone, and then we'll go to a zone and we'll show you how we read the difference. Okay. So the first play is from the 4-3 under here because it's a custom playbook called 4-3 odd. The play is edge sting. So when we move the ball into the red zone here, the first thing you want to look at is if they call any type of press or man align. You can see right now I haven't done anything, and my safety, I have one safety high. What does that typically mean when you see one safety high?
Cover one or cover three.
Cover one or cover three, right?
Zone cover three, man cover one.
Right. So if I was in a cover three, oh, I don't have a cover three in this playbook, but that's okay. If I was in cover three, this would be the alignment. So you kind of make that read, and then you kind of are predetermined. So the way you read the defense is exactly the same. Right, so you look at the two high safeties. Do I have two high safeties? All right, it's two man under or cover two or maybe cover four if the DBs are back.
Right.
Right, so it's still the same reads. The space is just tighter. I would say, though, watch out for zone coverage. That's what you're probably going to get.
Okay.
So here's that cover zero play, and it's edge sting. And what's good about it is the pressure's real quick and it comes into the A gap, and then you need to cover the halfback out of the backfield. That's your only job there, is to cover him and then just to make a tackle. And the pressure's quick and it's right through that A gap, so it makes it difficult to really be able to, sit in the pocket and wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's the one thing I would say about playing man-to-man, is if you're going to play man-to-man, be super aggressive.
Send it.
Now, on the opposite side of that, when you're reading that zone coverage, you're reading that zone defense, what I personally think that you're going to see is some type of hybrid cover two style defense. And what I mean by that is, we'll see if we have a specific play here.
When I read defenses in the red zone, I'm usually thinking zone, or if it's man, it doesn't matter because they're uptight. But I'm thinking, is there a flat or is there no flat? That's a little bit more my key. Generally, like Gibbs said, I keep a look. I take a look at the safeties, see what I can do. It's the same as I would down the whole field. I take a look at the safeties. I say, all right, maybe it's cover two, cover four. But my one thing I really, 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 really look for that's different in the red zone more so is I really am worried about those flat zones in targeting them and seeing if they can get open. So that's the one difference, is as I pay way more attention to the flats.
See, I think that what you're going to get is some type of... Personally, though, maybe I'm saying this is what you're going to get, but this is the way I think of defending in the red zone. So I want to make sure I have two flats, like you were mentioning.
Yeah.
You got to have that. Then I like to have two buzz zones because I want to protect against the quick flat pass, because that's a nice option in the red zone. I also want to protect against the curl that's behind it,
right?
Because that's another popular route that people go to. And then I just kind of have a bunch of hook zones over the middle of the field.
People love to just chuck it in the middle of the field.
Right, and I want that, so maybe catch tackle. You can't give them the middle of the field. So these 3-4 formations are really good because they have these stock purples and flats with them. There's not many other sets that have that. That's what's good about 3-4 is that you get these plays built in. Now you kind of run a similar style defense from the 5-2
zone, yeah,
and you put the buzz zones out, right?
Yep. Yep.
So
they rarely get out there, but they at least appear that they're going to.
No, but they'll get out there. If you were to put if you're going to put a curl out there, you got to throw to the outside. Don't throw inside.
Okay.
So you put the curl out there. Those buzz zones are going to get out there. I mean, the flat drop.
Yeah, they don't always get to the corner though, unfortunately.
Not the corner. I want to protect against the curl behind the flat.
Right.
Because I know a lot of people they'll run it out. They'll run a flat and an out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you run the flat and out, and I have the buzz zone out there.
So I do it from the D line, so he never gets that. He doesn't really quite get out there.
Gotcha.
As opposed to linebacker where you are.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, but because that he didn't make a right play, but it might be because of his ratings.
Yeah.
But that's the idea. You want to be able to defend all the options that they want to go to.
Gotcha. I like that. So, yeah, I pretty much read it the same. I'm just way more clear about a flat because what I really like to do in the red zone. So, like Gibbs just showed, right? What I like to do is I'll show you my one quick read. So play a man-to-man and also have a flat as well. Have a play available to get to with a flat. I'll just target the flat a lot of the time, and I'll roll. So
from single back almost, right?
Yeah, so something like this. So
you want 2-man?
So if you were to blitz, an aggressive man blitz, what I like to do is just hit it. Okay, nobody's there, and then try and leak it out to the guy in the flat. But if it's could be that type of coverage, then I know that that's probably not going to be open. So when I snap it, I roll, make him come, and then try and hit it downfield. So that's why I do look for the flat, because I like to make that run pass option, and I really like to hit aggressive defenses with quick passes to the halfback. You guys know that one of my favorite red zone plays is the Arizona gun flip trips halfback wheel, and it's for that exact reason. So you will get burnt if there is a flat zone out there in that type of situation.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I like that. Overall, though, a pretty good red zone D in general is the flats with the buzz zones.
Indeed. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the next question. Also coming in from Big 41, he wants to know, what are the pros and cons of starting linebackers on the defensive line? So something I've always liked to do when I play the game is start those linebackers on the defensive line. It used to be something you could do almost every down. You had teams like the Raiders that had a lot of linebackers, and you could bring them in and put them on the defensive line. But Madden's gotten more realistic, and you will not be penalized for that happening, but you will be.
Well, you get your hands slapped.
You won't have optimal ratings in that situation. You'll miss out on a couple ratings. So let's take a look at where linebackers and DNs differentiate. Obviously, 3-4. You have those stand-up linebackers that could play end in a 4-3. Those guys are still interchangeable, but you're not going to have luck
moving a 3-4 end to an outside linebacker.
Right. Or moving, in a 4-3, trying to bring a linebacker down, get him in at the D tackle, or you can't even do that anymore, but getting them down there,
with a package.
Right.
So here we are in the depth chart, and we're taking a look at what kind of makes a good, versatile defensive player that can play end or linebacker, outside linebacker. And the first thing I would say that you need to make sure that you have is some type of speed. My threshold, if you want to put it on the game files, my threshold is 77 or maybe 78. I wouldn't really go much lower than that if I'm going to play any type of man coverage with an outside linebacker or have them in coverage.
Ultimate team, I'd say 85.
Right.
Threshold.
Ultimate team is different.
Right.
But in a regular game, a guy like Justin Tuck, he can actually, you could drop in and have him play some success if you put him at outside linebacker. So we take a look at the next rating that I think is really important, is the strength rating. You don't want a guy like this, even though he is a defensive end.
The monster?
He's going to struggle holding that end.
He's on your fantasy team.
Who?
The monster?
This guy?
Yeah.
My fantasy team was terrible.
I traded him to you, that's why.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a beast. That's where you want to look for Tuck. Tuck, again, another great rating. 85 strength is great. He can play both spots.
I would like to say that, in this question, what's the pros and cons of linebackers? A con could be that if it's a faster linebacker, like an edge rusher, like a Keith Rivers, he's not going to have the strength to hold up in the run game. So if you plan on playing Keith Rivers or Jaquan Williams all game, they're going to get pushed back off the line of scrimmage. You might think, wow, that guy's like a poor man's Robert Mathis. He's really fast. He can accelerate off the edge. No, he doesn't have the strength to hang in at that spot. He's not meant to do that.
Right, and another big weakness you're going to have here at the linebacker spot is that block shedding, most likely. Whereas if you have a big, strong DN, like he's not really even a DN, but I'm thinking J.J. Watt type. Like you might want to put J.J. Watt, move him from interior lineman to a defensive end,
right?
Because you could drop into coverage, and he's got enough speed, and then he has the strength and block shedding to play and hold the edge. Where you're going to have these more versatile, these faster linebackers, but what they're going to really lack is their ability to stop the run.
Right. I mean, think about it. Even if you play like a prowl defense, you got a lot of linebackers in the game, but they get blown up off the ball. So you need some beef.
Right. You need some big, strong linebackers in order to
super pro though, flexibility. You can drop guys back. You can have different styles of linebackers on the field at all times. So that is a perk of the defense. But Madden doesn't reward you, or not reward you. It doesn't not. So it used to not really penalize you. We used to be able to keep DBs on the field a lot more, and that's something that's just not the case anymore. Personnel matters more than ever in Madden 25. You can't play dime wall game. People know that you'll get brutalized, and that's something that's good because it's more realistic. And so you got to kind of feel that out. You got to really only play specialty players at those positions, guys, with the right ratings.
Here's the thing. I think that there's always more pros to play more linebackers than there are cons, because what you gain in terms of speed, coverage, tackling, usually they're going to be better tacklers than defensive ends. I think you gain more by playing linebackers instead of defensive ends if the DN's not a beast. Where the biggest con really is you're going to get blown up in the running game, which you can immediately make an adjustment to.
Right.
Where I think your opponent really has to show that they're going to run the ball, and I don't think long-term people really want to run the ball all game.
That is the answer.
Long-term, they don't want to. They want to air it out, throw it.
3rd and 3, if you see some weak linebackers out there, you should run the ball, but people won't do it. Second drive of the game, if you stop them on the first, they're not going to run, potentially. So people aren't committed to it. It's something I always say, people just generally kind of stop running later in the game. I don't know why, but that's why I feel like you can use linebackers. They're not going to commit to the run game.
It's like the urgency is lost. Like the beginning of the game, it's like, okay, they had the game plan. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And then they get away from it and they just start chucking the ball.
Right. Maybe later in the game, early in the game, maybe you have those DNs out there in the beef, but then later you sub in. Maybe the first third down of the game, you sub in those guys at the end, the faster linebackers, and then you just kind of never take them out because maybe that's how it works. That's in my opinion what people will do. Their behavior that I've seen, so that's why I don't bother. But that's some pros and cons of the linebacker position.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here at our next question in the mailbag. Coming in from Big Slow, he wants to know who had the best draft for Madden 15. So, loaded question there, but Gibbs, who's somebody that you really think improved in the draft for Madden 15?
Steelers.
Steelers got better because you called it as Gibbs. You're smart, Dre Archer.
It's not even that I called it. That's going to be the biggest. The Steelers are a pretty good team in Madden, but what they've been lacking over the past couple of years is they lost that Willie Parker.
Right.
They lost that
they
guy.
Had Chris Rainey for a little bit.
But he was he wasn't the guy.
Right.
He was like Jeff Demps. Like you put him in, he's fun to play with every once in a play, but he coughs the ball too much. Right.
Yeah.
I think Archer gives them actual pretty a viable back to use and to really be able to use Big Ben's arm, get the ball out in space, use a little bit of his mobility, get the ball to Antonio Brown.
Got a linebacker too that's pretty good in the first round.
So I really put a lot of value in that actual Archer pick, and because I picked it, probably why. I'm going to say the Steelers.
So
for Madden,
I'm going to say the Browns. I mean, we talked about the Browns in the first place. They were already kind of sleepery on defense. They had some decent players. Obviously, the Flash Gordon suspension is going to hurt, but anytime you get a guy like Johnny Manziel, I feel like he adds a little extra element to the offense. His MUT card had pretty great ratings, but he's going to have lower actual rookie ratings.
For sure.
But still, 83 speed Russell Wilson type,
right? With
good escapability, good agility. That's going to carry you a long way in that offense. We talked about the Bengals. They're going to go down a little bit this season, so maybe the Steelers can replace them in that division, like you talked about. But for me, the Browns are also in that division, and they're going to hopefully be a little bit better this season.
Well,
also the Bills. With Sammy Watkins, they traded Stevie Johnson, but not that he was a solid man player, never a stud. But you get Sammy Watkins.
Right.
You get Sammy Watkins, and he was a solid man player, never a stud. But he was a solid man player, never a stud. But he was a solid man player, never a stud. But you get Sammy Watkins, and he was a solid man player, never a stud. But he was a solid man player, never a stud. But That could be pretty nice. If you
I'm
can use those guys.
I'm not going to say that I'm
Patriots?
some type of Madden
Oracle?
that I'm not some type of NFL / Madden Nostradamus, but I'm not saying that I'm not either. I will say, though, that 2 years ago, I said that the Seahawks were a very underrated rated Madden team, which I
Yes.
thought, wow, they have all these pieces to the puzzle. When is it going to translate in the NFL?
Right.
The next following season? Translated.
Right. So who's
This
your
next year-
translation? Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs. Who did I predict last year as being one of the top sleeper teams in Madden before the game came out? I said the Chiefs.
Titans? Oh, no,
No,
the
I
Chiefs.
said the Chiefs. I said
The
they're that
Vikings.
top squad. When you look at what
The Bills?
No, when you have the Chiefs, that was last
the
year.
Chiefs. Got
Chiefs
it.
were last year.
Got it.
Who this year is going to be that next year? Well, who was one of the big sleeper teams coming in again this year? The Bills. The Bills. Let's see. I think the Bills could have that team. It could be that squad. That's my prediction. I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus of Madden or the NFL, but I'm not saying I'm
I
not
feel like
either.
Samuel Watkins is a 3-year down the road player, where Stevie Johnson was more of a right now player.
Stevie Johnson had a lot of injury problems last year. He was not on the field a lot.
Okay.
And I know that because he was in my fantasy squad.
All right. I can dig it. All right, those are the teams we like in the draft. Let's take a look from the next question. Papa Giorgio, does the Bengals cutting Josh Johnson take them out of the top 5 teams for Madden 15? So, Bengals were a top 5 team in Madden 25. They had that defense. They had that speedy backup quarterback to really kind of mix it up. But what do you think about the Bengals' chances to stay in that top 5? I mean, what do you got?
Here is what concerns me about the Bengals. So, you lose Josh Johnson. Dre Kirkpatrick, for all intents and purposes, has been a disappointment in terms of where he was picked in the draft.
He's not going to go up rating-wise.
He's on that cusp of, like, he might get a big drastic hit this year, right? Mm-hmm. Taylor Mays, is he going to fall off even more? Right. Leon Hall, ACL, so he might lose a little bit of speed. Terrence Newman, older, dropping more speed. Ray Malawaga, he didn't have a very good season last year. You saw his ratings plummet in Madden from the start of the year to the end of the year.
Right.
Same thing with Harrison. They lost Michael Johnson, or they lost Johnson or Dunlap. They lost
one of them.
So they lose that. Like,
yes, you're right.
They are slowly
Their offense
falling
already
off.
teetered.
Their offense teetered. Your defense is what made them a top 5 team,
Right,
and then the
right.
offense was complementary to what they had.
The Johnson was like just enough with a really good defense to
Right.
to put him over the edge. Like Gio was pretty fun to play.
You
with.
had AJ Green, which was a
AJ Green was
stud.
reliable. Joe Gresham's a solid big player.
Eifert was good.
And then you had Hawkins. They lost Hawkins.
And that's killer. That's a killer.
So, they had just enough pieces if you were cute enough to get it done. Who knows about next season. It'll be interesting to see if they are. I'm going to go with no, just because
They're out of my top 5.
I feel like there's a couple. They're still in my top 10, but I feel like there's a couple other teams that are going to get up there.
Yeah,
early.
I would say if they're in my top 10, they are number 10.
Okay.
On my top 10, they're probably in my top 15.
Okay, good question.
But yeah, that's a good question because the Bengals were a hot team, they're falling off.
Prime Tame wants to know, what team would Andre Johnson help the most for Madden 15?
That's an interesting question. Madden 15, who needs a receiver desperately? Patriots. Patriots need a receiver?
They always get talked about trading for Andre Johnson, and they never do SGibs. So, sorry. Maybe you could trade Jimmy Garoppolo for Andre Johnson.
No, he's too much of a stud.
Ryan Mallett.
Get rid of him.
I think the Rams need a receiver. I know they have some really fast ones that they've picked up and started to really like. But I'm saying the Rams' defense this season should be much. Their D-line is fierce.
Right.
So you get that Rams defense. Who's that guy on offense? I know they have a couple speedsters. They have 2 backs. Not really, but
I got a better team for you.
Sam Bradford. Never mind the Rams.
I got a better team for you. The Jets. Jets. You got Vic. If you don't like a lefty, just roll with Geno. Roll with G-Notes.
G-Note.
Chris Johnson in the backfield.
Yeah.
No big deal,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Stephen Hill, 6'4".
Eric Decker.
Yeah, Stephen Hill, 6'4".
Yeah.
96 speed. Eric Decker as your possession. Andre Johnson as that reliable target. Jeff Cumberland Farms.
Can you dig it?
Oh my gosh, that guy was a beast.
I can be talked into the Jets right now.
I like the Jets because they have that team that has a lot of pieces of the puzzle there.
Cromartie's back.
Right, but they're lacking that like really reliable guy on offense.
Right.
Like Stephen Hill, not reliable.
AJ Green.
Decker, I'll be curious to see his rating. I think he was
inflated.
Inflated because of Peyton. So we'll see when he has G-Notes or Vic throwing the ball, does he still have some of that same ability there? Might fall off a little bit, we'll see. But I think the Jets could be a nice home if you could live in this fairy tale land and put Andre Johnson on that squad.
Indeed. I am getting ready to go to Orlando, Florida tomorrow morning. We've got the MUT Invitational coming up on Friday. Make sure you watch that stream, guys. One more question here from Jay Weezy. What's the trick to building a good scheme? Jay Weezy, there's no tricks when you're building a good scheme in Madden 25, but we'll give you one quick tip.
One quick tip? I could go on forever about this. This is a great question.
Very important. Number one thing you want to do is make everything look the same. So offensively, what that means is you have this formation here. You're going to want a play like the wide receiver screen to come out in. So we'll take a look at that. You got the wide receiver screen. From here, what you have is you come out in this formation. You get the read option, so you can run the ball right up the middle. So if the opponent gives you that, you got 4 verticals. You can target downfield. You got to play like the PA read, which is a nice little option. And then you're going to have something like the wide receiver screen that we talked about when you come out. So from here, you can maybe throw this, hit the X, and give it if you see the defense back. We use this from gun spread. We've broken it down about 1 billion times. If you're a little bit more back in the field, you're going to have that play like 4 verticals. That's going to allow you to, hopefully attack downfield based off what you see. So see if we can hit Holmes here in the deep seam. We threw it a little bit early, but you're going to tend to want to throw it downfield. Now, if your opponent comes out and, he doesn't, like we talked about, has some of those linebackers on the field, you can audible down to that read option, see if you can get him to crash and make him pay for a big gain in the open field. Yeah, that. So maybe you have a draw. But if you have, in this formation, you also have a halfback slip screen. You've got, these quick type plays that you can hit for pretty big gains if the defense drops back or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but you just want to make sure that you're comfortable with the scheme that you're in and that your opponent always kind of doesn't really know exactly what you're going to do.
Right.
Even if they know the formation you'd like to be in, they know the plays you like to run, they never know what you're going to run, and they're going to run it based off what you got. Defensively, it's the same thing. Make everything look the same pressure-wise. Right,
and so what I would tell you that what you really want to focus on here is you need one play from the same formation that beats every type of specific coverage. So, and you look at the basic coverage tree, you see, okay, cover 2. So I need a play that beats cover 2. So in this formation, what could I go to? Well, you alluded to earlier that you had 4 verticals.
Yep.
Okay, so you have 4 verticals as an audible there. So if you get cover 2, you know the deep sideline will be open with 4 verticals. Next, you need a play that can beat cover 3. And a standard cover 3 looks like this, right? So if you have a cover 3, you have the 2 flats. Again, the nice area there would be a play like curl flats,
right, quick slants, and then just make it a curl flat, something like that.
Then you had the cover 4. So how do you beat the cover 4? Well, a nice quick screen, as you mentioned, is a good option there. Then you have your basic 2-man under type defenses. So I need plays that beat 2-man under. What routes are those? Routes to the halfback, angle routes, things like that.
Comebacks, outs.
So I think the difficult part about building the scheme is, well, how do I know what plays to put together?
Right.
Think in terms of how can I beat each specific defense, and then when you put those plays together, you're always going to have a play to beat whatever your opponent is doing, and then it puts the majority of the pressure on your ability to read the defense and to know what they're in.
Right. If your opponent plays 2-man under, and I've studied 2-man under, I know how to beat it. Then all of a sudden he switches to cover 2 sink, and you can't beat it right away, and he might say, I'm going to stay in cover 2 sink, and you don't have to play for that. You might say, I studied all this time. I've got a scheme that has 10 ways to beat 2-man under. I've got a scheme with 10 plays for 2-man under. Well, that's great, but you'd be a lot better if you had 4 plays to beat 2-man under, and 2 plays to beat cover 2 sink, and then 2 plays to beat cover 4.
Right.
And they all were from similar formations, or or mixed it up and kept things real.
You know what the perfect example of that is, Farls?
What's that?
And we've all experienced this. First down, you come out, you run your man-to-man beater, you pick up 3 yards. Okay, great. Second down, you take a sack, and now it's 3rd and 12,
right.
3rd and 14, right?
Right.
And then you're like, I don't have a play to beat cover 4. I don't have the right routes to get downfield to win that battle.
Right.
So, like, yes, we're saying a cover 4, the screen wins the flat, but then, like, you also need plays for situational spots where it's like 3rd and 14. Like, you better run routes that get to the sticks. Like, you shouldn't be running a quick flat and throw the flat on 3rd and 14. So
they want you to do that.
Part of building the scheme is what plays can I call upon to get me certain situations. What plays beats what defenses. These are all things that go into building a very good scheme in Madden 25.
And that's a very good question.
Great question.
I'm going to run the SGibs through the gauntlet right now.
Okay.
Of Madden questions. SGibs, does chemistry really matter in MUT, or should I focus on talent? From Kyle Mattingly on Twitter.
Kyle Mattingly on Twitter, focus only on your team's talent.
Get to chemistry later when you have
Right.
a chance or you need it for a thing. Don't focus on it. Don't build your team based around it. Build it based on talent. The chemistry, you'll kind of figure out what your chemistry should be. Mine's run stuff, just because all the players that I really wanted, Willis, Justin Smith, some of the safeties that I had, that was what was important to me. Let's keep going here. We got one coming in from Brett Triplett. Do you have Sammy Watkins' MUT card? Can he have it?
I do not have Sammy Watkins' MUT card.
I do have a Sammy Watkins MUT card. I did a whole MUT draft on MaddenTips.com. If you want to check out the cards, I'm going to give some away. So if you go to that post on MaddenTips.com, check out the MUT draft. They broke down the top 5 cards. I have already given the Sammy Watkins away, but I do have other players I could give away on there. Go on that, comment, say you watched it, and I'll see what players I can give you. Maybe a Mike Evans, who might even be better than
Pretty
Sammy
good.
Watkins. I know you're part of the Bills Mafia, but don't kill me.
I have a question here from Ryan Harding, a.k.a. at iGreenTreeFrog. For you, Falls, if you have the time and position when going for interceptions, do you stop and square up, or do you catch on the run? Which gives you better animations?
Okay, so for example, we're in game here. Let's see real quick. If I was going to throw downfield, so you're going to pick this off over the shoulder with Holmes. You know what I mean? Like that type of pick.
Yeah.
Like the ball hawk backwards type pick, like that. That's the one that I want. I want the over the shoulder, like this one, number 1. If I'm trailing a guy.
Trailing.
But if it's a quick pass over the middle, so I'll throw it to you like if you're on a hook zone, say with roll, I'm gonna throw it to Holmes.
Okay.
I would square up. I would square up and try and like get in the way,
Right.
and strafe if I can. So
Right.
I like that backwards trail like ball hawk pick. Let's try that again. I'm gonna throw to Holmes. Where are you going?
Me? I'm just going to trail.
I want you to strafe and pick it.
Oh, sorry. I was going to trail with the defender.
I will try one more time. So strafe and pick with roll.
Yeah.
You got that.
I would
do that. It's tougher, but yep. There's that, and then of course there's the trail pick. I'll give you one more time. So I'll do it to more because people throw this against me all the time with more.
For no reason, they just lob it.
They throw that, and then I get that. So
no animation. It's harder to. You got to be in the moment, like to feel it. You can't just replicate it in practice.
Right.
Difficult to.
This catch is pretty reliable. This pick, but I do like that ball hawk pick, and you usually don't have time in that situation. All right. Next question from Tyler Handman. Wants to know, better running back 98 Lynch or the 99 Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson all day.
Adrian Peterson way better. He's faster.
Yeah,
Lynch is a good backup if you can hack it, but I'd get the Dickerson instead of the Lynch. Even though Lynch is pretty good. He has trucked me a couple times, but the Peterson's pretty legit. But for even cheaper and better, get the Sparkle Charles 1 or just the regular Road to the Playoffs 98 Charles 2.
That Charles is nasty.
Yes, indeed. Gibbs, have you ever accidentally accepted a trade in Madden?
A trade?
A trade.
Like
Trash Holly wants to know.
A trade in Madden, like in a franchise?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
I don't think that's happened to me either. All right, good rapid fire session here. Let's get some games going, though. Let's get some serious gameplay.
You ready to lock up or what?
I'm ready to play.
You need to work on your MUT skills.
I do.
Do you want me to coach you, or are you just going to go rogue? Not rogue.
Here's the thing. I can't go rogue because I'm going to get bad habits.
Right.
I need you. One of the last games I played before the.
I need you to pretend like this is the game. This is the MUT Invitational Championship game. I don't want to see any of this. I don't want to see you farting around. Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to focused. I want you to run your scheme. I don't want you to just run Z spot just to run it to learn it. This is the MUT Invitational Championship game. This game right here. You got to play to win this game. You have one. That's it.
Mom spaghetti.
No horsing around. No farting around. No trying to hit dingers out there. Okay, you're just going to win the game. Cutthroat if you have to.
Side note: check out the ZFarls coin up. If you're on Xbox One, you can get this card. Sign up for me. You get $15K if I win. If I don't win, you can go to the coin up post on MaddenTips.com. Enter your name in the comments saying that you got the card, and I will pick a random winner to give away some cards too, because I'll feel bad if I don't win.
Farls, who were you looking at in that picture?
I think you were. I was actually looking at you.
You were looking at me?
I think so.
Were you? Where'd you get those headphones? They look cool.
I got them.
I like them.
It's in the game.
I don't know why I'm saying that, because I had the same exact picture of myself.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. Let's dig it.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is the game of the week from this week in Madden 124. Mr. ZFarls here is going to play a warm-up game for the MUT Invitational Championship. It's actually this coming Friday down at Orlando, Florida, the EA Sports Tiburon studio.
If I win, I get a milli.
He gets a milli coins, and he's going to be playing a guy by the name of Hashugz. So, Farls?
But this is not Hashugz.
You have one. No, it's not Hashugz. You have one chance, one opportunity. Play this game like you're playing Hashugz.
But these things are nothing related, and this guy's probably not going to do what he's going to do.
It doesn't matter. I don't want you to be. I told you I don't want you to be farting around.
All right,
just calm.
I'm not going to have this. This thing's not going to be up in my face.
I'll shut it. I'll shut it.
Wall.
But you know who? You know what you will have? You'll have to deal with my commentary.
Yes.
You have to deal with that.
Yes,
There's going to be a special surprise for you guys when you tune into the games.
EA Sports Twitch. Twitch.tv/EA Sports.
So right away he runs
halfback angle.
Runs out. Halfback angle.
That's a stock route, I believe.
He runs out, and he definitely halfback angle. The halfback went out, and the tight end went kind of angled over the middle.
I know
of the field.
this exact play.
Yeah, you know the exact play.
I recommend it.
Very strong play. So this time he comes out and gun trips.
Oh, he's going to run this play, yeah.
Nope. P.A. Reed is the play he used. He made no adjustments to it, and he wants to scramble. You knew at what point there did you know he just wanted to scramble?
Right after he rolled left instantly after the play action phase.
You knew, like, okay, he's not passing. He just wants to.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 6, what are you thinking here?
I'm going to bring some pressure here. I mean...
See if he can handle it.
See what he can do.
Gun bunch strong. He's in San Francisco playbook, naturally. Cheddar sauce, curl. Random curl.
I want to go to some man-to-man early in this game because he's beaten me with an out and a curl, so he knows. This guy seems pretty good.
Take out Dawkins. I like that.
Well, I put him in.
You're going to put him back in. Okay.
Yeah.
Brooks?
Yeah, Brooks or LT, depending on if I'm going to drop them or not. Has he ran yet? No.
He's about to.
About to run.
Halfback angle.
Throw that out, please. Run.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
Yes,
He's in trouble.
Oh! Tried to throw it.
So he seems to be a one-read pony.
He saw the out, but I feel like he saw it late.
He saw that there was press that scared him. I think he wanted to go to the tight end.
I feel like he might run.
Definitely run here. No, got to be P.A. Reed again, right?
He's going to run it.
P.A. Reed.
Yeah.
Nope. Again, we have a one-read pony on our hands.
Well, he's looking for the corner route?
He's going to the corner route and only the corner route. That's why he rolled right.
Here's the thing with one-read ponies, though. They're good until the second half.
They're right. Well, sometimes.
I mean, they can be good, but they can't be great.
One thing about the one-read ponies, I feel like I just made up the term one-read pony.
What did he do from this out?
So one-read ponies.
Not a catch.
No. Good.
Digo.
Sometimes they have that one play, but they sneakily mix in other things that are effective. Like
he's going for it.
You're like, what are you doing here? He's going to go throw the out. Definitely, right?
Maybe. He can't really run it now, which is good. He can't really scramble either for 7. Like I don't think
he's going to the Wayne on the curl. 1,000% chance, right? One read pony. He has one read. One read only. And
what
he
noise
goes to
does a one read pony make? So here's something I haven't done much of.
I like it.
Which is why I'm going to do it now.
No, this is the one chance.
It's mom spaghetti.
This is what you're going to do in the game. You're going to run the buck sweep read option.
I don't run buck sweep though.
Buck sweep read option.
I don't know. I don't really like.
I think you actually have a lot of success running to the left against Hashugz defense.
We'll see.
I don't know if it's we'll see. I think you will.
See, huh?
Sure. Real wise guy. So he's in cover 3, we think. He's got 4.
escape there. I like this guy's commitment to mostly Niners players. Do you?
Is that what he has?
I think so. So he had all guys back there. I know I'd probably run in real life here, but I'm going to see what happens with the screen.
So DB's back, probably the same set. Yeah, he's not base aligning.
This is going to work.
Should work. You know why? Because
It's cover one.
he's in cover one.
Good. How do you beat cover one?
Out and out would work.
Outs would work. Z spot's going to work. I'm going to Randy Moss on this cat.
Don't be a one-read pony.
Third and 14. Third and 13.
My question is, what other adjustments do you do here to make this play better?
Nothing for third and 13.
You put Gonzalez on an in smart route him.
Okay.
That's a very important route, an in. You put Gordon on an out, smart route him, and then you put Moss on the drag just as a safety route. But you give yourself those two other options. The tight end route doesn't get pressed here. But then the RB route.
Is it open?
Oh, it was so open. It was so open.
It's a bad read, dude.
One-read pony.
One read sheep. Dumb, right? So two-man under did pretty well against this guy.
You better get your yips out of your system here, buddy. Jeez. That was a day one Madden 25 read right there.
He's gonna run it.
No.
He's gonna pass it. He's going to
Flanker close?
run the halfback close.
I don't think flanker close.
Here's the thing. I've been playing with I had the most fun playing with the MUT rookies. I had Manziel out there, Watkins, Evans, Kelvin Benjamin, and I was just horsing around. But now I'm a one-read pony because I was horsing around for so long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. B.A. Reed. That was John Randall, wasn't it? Was that John Randall?
John Randall's a mo.
I honestly think he just like warped through that guy. I think he teleported through him.
Johnny Randall.
I like that this guy's name is Don't Be Stupid.
And he does crazy stuff.
One-read pony is going to go to a corner route. Let's see. He's going to go to a corner route. I think probably Crabtree, right?
It's going to be there.
There.
Oh, Joe Hayden. How do you feel? I feel good.
Pitch it. I thought you were going to pitch that.
I thought about it. Let's run some pistol, right?
Run what you're going to run to win the game.
I don't know. I kind of like to just run random stuff.
No, that's what got you into this mess.
Donnie Penn?
Put the Donald Pens in.
Donald Penn became famous on our first game stream.
Yeah, Donald Penn.
That's what I heard.
What? I don't get. Here's what I don't understand. You picked the wrong play.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is some people that.
They're like, don't use Donald Penn.
Well, here's the thing. If I was playing in a Madden Ultimate Team tournament,
yes,
I would dupe every card I could dupe.
Yes.
I would get 15 Brian Dawkins on the field if I could get them.
Right.
Right. I'd get all Mosses at wide receiver.
Right.
If I could. If I'm playing for a big MUT tournament, that's what I would do.
Right.
That's literally why the mode is called Madden Ultimate Team. It's
Build
your
ultimate
team. Build your ultimate team.
If they want me to dupe, I won't.
Right.
Like, if they want me to dupe, don't let me dupe. Oh, fine. FIFA, I don't think you can dupe.
Right. You can make
That's
a
fine.
change, but as it stands, you can dupe. You got lucky there.
Shocks.
Pegs. Lucky. I personally don't like duping if you're just playing regular ranked games of MUT.
Right.
I think it's kind of dumb, but you're playing for mom's meatloaf, you know?
I'm trying to get that.
Ooh, little blitz.
Coins. Wasn't ready for that.
No. This
This guy's not bad.
guy's,
It's not good.
nah.
He's not terrible though.
He's not very good.
No?
He's not good at all.
How do you know?
Because he's a
He's a one-trick pony.
no one-read pony.
One-read pony.
It's a one-read pony, kid. So here you can't run this against that. It's probably like
Can I run it right though?
Yeah, you have a better shot running it right.
He was pressed.
Sorry, I would no, just go. You got pens. You're gonna mash them. Go. Mash. And we do the monster mash.
Smash.
Shows all the monster smash.
It was a Jamal Charles smash. Jamal Charles smash.
And now you're gonna go to Dicka. And you could be. I like the right read left.
So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll.
And you're gonna be one read pony to the corner.
Yep.
God.
It's gonna be there.
Oh my gosh. That's a good play by you to get rid of that ball.
First of all, the game froze. Secondly,
Was that part of his master plan?
that crazy, is he? That guy bit down. Was that two-man? Was that cover 2?
I think so.
Because that flat got real flat.
Oh, that flat though. So you have been calling this play a little bit. You kind of
because you get to roll out like a goof.
It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to stop too. You put Gonzalez on a slant too.
I think so. Sometimes.
Yeah. Killer. Tough.
Did you see A right there?
That's what happened in that game when I played that guy. Remember the tight end kept stopping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something built into the play. Something's weird.
Beefy.
3rd and 10. What are you going to do, kid?
What do you do? How about a halfback screen against cover 1?
I don't think he's playing cover 1. Is he? Why don't you just throw it out?
I don't throw outs, dude. It's cheesy.
Said no one ever. Here's what's throwing you off is that he's pressing you, right? Is that throwing you off? He's doing weird things. He calls timeout. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
That's what he's saying right now. Right now he's saying, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Don't be stupid. Be stupid. Do something stupid. Do something crazy.
All right,
do
so
something
now you're up
crazy.
3-0.
Do something crazy.
You feel as though that you can stop him on defense every
No,
single
I don't.
possession.
I don't. I feel like I've gotten lucky. I feel like he's just random.
He is random. Is that more sim? Or is that more football authentic to just call random plays?
No, he's not sim. This guy's not sim.
Correct. Hit stick.
Trindamere? This guy's pretty sim, though, because he has a lot of Niners players.
Trinidad's not a Niner player.
I know. Neither is Reggie Bush, but still kind of sim.
He's got Reggie Bush as a halfback?
Yeah, that's what I saw on the field. Reginald Bush.
Crabtree. Harvin Wayne. I don't think he's really trying to do that.
Maybe not.
Halfback counter. Likes that counter.
It was a mash.
The best is like when you know a guy likes a play because like he went to it once and then he went to it again. He's like,
Right.
He's like, oh, that play probably works.
Must be good.
That play probably works for him.
It was a mash. Guys, reminder, we got games coming up on Friday. This is not ZFarls versus Hashugz, but that game will be on Friday later. Subscribe to the channel.
Lower left-hand part of the corner of the screen. Definitely a corner out to Gonzalez, right?
Maybe.
Draw.
Maybe a seam?
Draw.
That's fine. I'll give you that.
I don't hate that play call.
Maybe he's nervous about
He knows he's playing Madden
clock.
Ball.
This guy must have wrote a book sometime.
Does he know that you have a coin-up challenge? This is definitely that out to Crabtree.
Yeah, I shaded it.
He's going to throw it, right?
I hope so.
Oh, he wants... Oh, he... Back over the middle of the field. Pick that. Yeah, I know. He cut up field.
He would have been open, but then he stopped.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Oh!
Boom! Here comes the quit. Here comes the quit.
Here comes the boom. Corner out.
Yeah,
corner
out to this guy.
One trick pony. Oh my gosh, he wanted that route so bad. He wanted it so bad. Here's the difference. Okay, here's the difference, right? He's not so random as I thought he was. Here's the difference, right? This is the guy that gives people a bad rap, Madden players bad rap.
Yes.
Because he keeps running the same play over and over again, just trying to force the same read.
Right.
And like, here's the thing: if you're someone on the other, like if he's playing somebody,
right,
and
they can't stop
it, oh, then he's the jerk.
Right.
But here's the thing: I don't think he really knew what he was doing. He just like knew that certain plays like work.
Right.
So he's like, oh, I'll throw this corner out because I know it gets open a lot, right?
Right.
But he didn't like. Going back to that great question, how do you build a good scheme? He didn't have a good scheme. He had good plays that worked.
Yeah, he had a good play, yeah.
He had good plays that worked for him in certain situations, but he didn't have a scheme. Like, there you just went, look at what happened there. You just ran to the corner route and you stopped them.
Shut it down.
You stopped them.
Shut it down. Let's beat somebody else real fast. Good time. You want to play?
Me? I mean, I'll play.
I need to train, though. Let me train, though.
All right, let me try.
Did you like my offense there?
Terrible.
I have no offense.
Can you just start playing like you're supposed to play?
I think I need a new playbook.
No.
Green Bay.
No.
Yes.
No. You know what you're doing? You're doing exactly what I did, and I will never let you do that again. Let you do that to yourself.
Gibbs changed his playbook before a tournament once.
2 days.
Tell us why you changed it 2 days before your tournament. Zan did have nice heat.
2 days. I had tunnel vision on one. Like I was like had specific, like a specific
drag
problem that I needed to stop. That I knew that I was like. So I anticipated that I would be getting to like the final 16 round. Like that's how good I felt about my game, and I felt like I was good enough to get to that spot, right? And I said, I know I can't stop this specific offense that people are running that are in that level of play that would get to that bracket. So I need to make sure I find the defense, and I spent, I'm not even joking, months trying to figure out a way to stop this. I felt pretty confident going into the tournament that I found a good defense that could stop the patch wheel drags, the fade streaks, the inside pass leads. And I found it in that 4-4 formation, but I had to come out of the 46 playbook, which bare under I used all year.
Right.
And I switched.
Which won the tournament, by the way, probably.
I switched 2 days before to the 4-3 playbook, and first round I play a guy that was like that guy you just played.
Right.
And just did nothing
good
remotely. He did do stuff good because he beat me, but he didn't do anything remotely like close to what I had been preparing for.
Right.
Which I put too many eggs in one basket. It was like, okay, this is the mold. Nothing outside of this mold will exist.
Real basket or proverbial basket?
Proverbial basket.
Proverbial basket.
And I got too hyper-focused on, okay, I need to stop this one thing, and I forgot all the little things that got me to that point.
Right.
And
I mean,
lost.
here's the thing. When you play bare under for, I don't know, what, a gazillion, 3 months?
More than that.
When you use that for 3 months, and then all of a
6
sudden
months?
you change. All right, Gibbs, how do you stop a levels concept in MUT? I mean, here's the thing. People,
Is that a question from Twitter?
Yeah, here's what I don't get.
Multiple zones.
But here's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between MUT and regular? Nothing. Like, who cares if it's MUT? Who cares if
No.
it's like, yeah, ratings are a little bit different, but the gameplay's the same. Like, levels concept is going to work in anything.
Right.
You know?
Right. I agree. But people think because it's MUT, it's gonna be completely different, but it's not completely different.
So how do you stop a levels concept on Twitter?
Multiple zones.
What do you elaborate for us?
Multiple. So remember the red zone tip we talked about earlier in the night. You have a flat zone,
Right.
and then a buzz zone, and then hooks. So levels attacks the defense at literally multiple levels on the field. Same route, but different levels on the field. So the reason that is effective is because, say if you have a one hook zone defender in a certain spot in the field, right? And you run 2 routes in the same area, that hook zone defender has to make a decision. Do I go high or do I go low? You as the quarterback make that read. Okay, he went low, I'll go high. If he goes high, I'll go low.
Yes.
That's how levels works and how it's effective. So if you get levels and someone runs it like to the outside of the sideline, flat zone and a buzz zone will work really well, a good tandem. Another way to defend levels would be to have one hook and then have a manned up defender on another guy, right? That's going to do a good job. And probably the simplest way to stop it is to literally just play 2-man.
Levels are meant to be zone. They will. So he's coming out in 5 wide here. This is the earliest question of the game. Do you go zone blitz and gas him up, but then he beats you with something short, or do you go 2-man under and then hope he doesn't be patient?
It's early in the game. I would gas him up because I want to see if he can handle it.
I don't think he can from what I've seen thus far.
He's in trouble. He as soon as he rolled that hip, he's in trouble.
Right.
Because he can't turn around there.
So something I did right there, I don't know if you guys saw it, but maybe Gibbs can explain. As soon as he rolled to the right, with that, I knew he cut off half the field, so I took my user guy, and rather than cover the 3 guys on the right, I ran all the way to the right side of the field, or the guys on the left.
So he's just going to go to Moss here, right?
Corner out, probably.
Yeah, he went to the
But
corner.
I knew play action because of the thing. This guy's terrible. Play action, with all due respect. Play action on.
Oh, but he's terrible. So now are you the bad guy?
Yeah, he just went for it on 4th down. That's something that a terrible person would do.
Okay.
It's not about the plays he calls.
Oh. But
here's the thing: if this guy beats me, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, he stinks." I'm going to be like, "I'm not."
All right, let's not get into that web. We have a big tournament coming up. I can't get into that. Those emotions. 2nd and 5. What do you think he's doing? This is a play in a playbook you've been. Why are you running this formation?
Why not?
Bad habits.
It's fun though.
You know what's fun is winning a milli coins. That's what's fun. So can you try and do that for me?
Try.
You're not trying.
I'll try. This guy's not good, though. I want to...
Right now he's saying, oh, play action, corner route.
Might.
You might. Oh, tricky, tricky. Oh, you had B, but...
Now we run right in for the touchdown.
He's so mad at that.
This guy's going to quit. I'm 95% sure.
Run commit. Stop doing that.
I wanted to jump over the pile.
But it's... You say that, you go, oh, I wasn't trying to jump over the pile. You do that all the time.
It's so cool, though.
It's not. You fumble.
I'm literally having deja vu right now.
Why?
Offense. I've been in this moment before.
Yeah?
I swear, dude, I swear.
What happens next?
It's more about, like, the tournament that's coming up.
It's more about that lag.
Get their Hainsworth.
Right.
Fat Albert.
Right now he's going, oh, I can run with Vic too, dude. Bear. Is that what he's saying?
Why do they fumble when they dive?
Because the ball is... You lose ball control. You lose ball security.
Is that
definitely a run. Like a draw or power or read option, yeah. I mean, it couldn't have been more obvious.
To you. Just because he ran that play on the first play of the game and kept it with the quarterback when I specifically told him not to.
Well, he probably didn't make that read. He's probably like, what? Trio Sky time?
I've been in it, but in it to win it, as they say.
Tight doubles.
Maybe get there with Dawkins, but LT got there before.
You like LT on that?
He's lucky LT got there. That's like when, if you ever have the police would be like, hey, yeah, you're lucky the police brought you home because your mom would have killed you. Oh, really? Yeah, you're lucky LT tackled you before Brian Dawkins got to you.
Yeah.
Batman, you're lucky I found you.
What?
I don't know. Pretty sure that's from a movie. Is that not from a movie?
He's definitely going to bomb it deep, right? Like,
he can if he wants. Okay. Brian Dawkins picked off. Oh my. Drop, sketch, tackle. Oh my God.
I just don't understand how that's a read. That can't be a read, right? At any level, that can't be a read.
Maybe it works for him.
Can't be a read.
Honestly, I'll give it to him again if he wants it.
He's going to go to it again. He's going to go to it again.
Nope. Have it. I'll bet you $1 million he goes for it, right?
You will?
You got to pay me $10 if he goes. It's good odds.
That's real good odds.
Did he run it from this last time? Let's see.
4th and 1? You better be gassing him here.
I am.
Oh, I just got yawned. Like, what is that?
Great play by me. I don't know if you guys saw this. What I did. You guys know
you committed to the halfback and then went to the quarterback.
Correct.
Right.
I usually, in all situations, guard the halfback. He's been in that formation before, or the quarterback. There, I said, you know what? I'm going to go after the halfback, but then I'm going to take the user safety when he crashes down, tackle him before you can do anything.
Here's the other thing about that play call by this guy that I just absolutely hate is you got to increase your odds to have success, right? 4th and 1 running on read option is not a very good proposition.
Low odds,
right?
Low odds.
You gotta go with something simple. Halfback dive, fullback dive, like something that's gonna be real, like not that. Something that's not like that.
Right.
What happened there?
Screen pass?
He was in man.
No, his guy was in man, was on the right, but he had a flat zone on the left. My offense is just not very good right now.
Because you're not running Z-spot. And you're not running the ball. What are you doing?
I ran the ball early and I fumbled.
You didn't run the ball. You ran some random formation.
That's not a run ball?
Not really. That was a nice user play by him.
That was a great user scramble by Joe.
Want me to take over?
No, I'm good. You craving the sticks right now?
I just want you to win.
$5. You don't think I can beat this clown?
It doesn't look like it.
I should be up 7-0 right now. Base line?
Hold the block, bro.
I gotta put
Donnie?
that dude in there. Let's get some
J-spot in your life. Oh, that looks like a real juicy rebound right there to Johnson Jr. Oh yeah. Oh B. Or okay, that works. You had a big-time juicy rebound.
Right over the middle?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what would be great here is if you put, we're going to see if it's zone. 2-man under. Gordon's going to be open for the bread. For the bread. Nope, zone. Juicy rebound. 4th and 1. No read option here. What do you do? Really?
That's what I do. I don't know what you do. There's no way he comes out right away.
Because you had one wide receiver, right?
Yeah. There's no, like, he can get down there. Okay, he's going to actually maybe stop that, but it's wide open now.
Right. So has he watched Twin before? That's like, you don't just do that without not watching
Yeah,
Twin.
you just pinch and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah? Okay.
He's going to learn a lesson, though. He's going to teach this guy a lesson.
Teach him a lesson.
Can I teach this guy a lesson?
Teach him a lesson.
Guys, don't go off sides.
Remember when you did
You
this
can
to
if
me?
you want, but don't. But if you're gonna, if you're gonna, just expect to be taught a lesson.
Yep.
So I don't appreciate that. Maybe he wants this.
Maybe he enjoys this. You just gonna scramble in with Vic?
Hopefully.
Halfbacks go the wrong way, bro.
It's fine.
Got it.
Just don't do that.
Teach him a lesson.
He's got to learn his lesson. So, yep. Hey, hands on the cookie jar, bro.
Get it out. Get it out. So.
Will this guy make it to halftime?
No.
Vote now in the chat. 1 for no, 2 for yes.
No chance. Oh.
Uh-oh. Maybe.
Now he might stay.
I have a bad habit of going for strips on the kick returns.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't stop yawning. I guess you're boring me.
Maybe you got to get in the sticks. You know, yawning's contagious. 3 people in the chat just yawned. Seriously.
He's definitely going to bomb it to Winslow, right?
That's fine.
Oh. That's...
This
guy. He's quitting.
He's quitting. Would that have been the greatest play of all time? Is that still maybe the greatest play of all time?
You mad, bro? I wish your name. I wish your name was You Mad, bro.
If I could change it mid-game.
You can get that replay recording.
Incredible. I want to see it in detail, though.
Now you moss him.
Yeah, try.
Oh, he's mossed. Oh.
He's so mad right now.
Teach him a lesson again?
Not unless he goes outside.
No. Teach him a lesson. Just teach him a lesson.
No, I'm going to teach him a lesson in humility. You know, I understand his pain. If he goes offsides, he's going to learn it. See, he's just demoralized. He doesn't want to move. He's probably not even playing anymore. He's probably messaging me.
He's definitely messaging you.
Like, I'm going to have to read his forum post later, like, Madden screwed me today, man. Shouldn't have gone for that catch.
You shouldn't have gone for a one-handed catch.
Shouldn't have gone for that catch.
Yeah.
Those are risky, you know?
Yeah.
Those can't be 100% catches. If you caught the ball every time you did this,
he dove and tried to one-hand it.
Crazy. What a crazy.
And then the tipped pick. Ray Lewis just took that club
forearm
thing
shiver?
and gave him a forearm shiver.
How about Dion, though?
He got roasted.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Maybe a lot of speed boosts.
Yeah, Dion's pretty fast. Should have somebody. He's got Trindon out there, which means
Pick.
If he had caught that one, but not the other one.
He's right now.
The UL Moss.
Right now, he is complaining.
I wonder if that's the
No, it's 84 Moss. That's a Viking Moss.
What's the UL?
I'm not sure. He just wants to go to Moss.
I would too. It's Randy Moss. Ball's out.
He's just freaking out right now.
He should be down 22-0, but he's only down 15. But maybe he should just be down 15.
Does he quit before half?
Possibly.
Very possible. What was that play you just ran? Pick or swat? Swat. That's a swat there.
That's an aggressive swat.
Yeah.
He's going to quit after he doesn't get this.
Do we start the bye chant early?
Na 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 na.
Oh, corner. Get off the quarterback spy, dude. He's going to scramble.
He's going to throw there. No, he's going to throw deep. Swat.
Na 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 na.
Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Cha, cha, cha.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I guess he's not. Oh, he doesn't even have the good Vic.
Goodbye. Cha, cha, cha.
What's his Vic?
Na 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 na. I don't know.
He's looking at your squad and you're going, oh, no wonder. Oh my God, this kid bought his team. All right, I'll pretend I'm him. I'll pretend I'm him. Go through your roster.
Okay.
Oh, really, dude? You got the Vic? Really? Oh, Sparkle, really? Oh, come on. This isn't even fair. You got the... Oh, really, man? This kid is such a loser. He probably took his mom's credit card, bought the team. Oh, really? This Dion. I'm out, man. Peace.
Pretty good.
And here we are.
Na 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 na.
Na na na. Hey, hey, hey.
Goodbye. Cha, cha, cha.
Couple of gods. I'm tired. All right.
Couple MUT quits.
All right. That's it.
You want one?
No. You ready? You ready for MUT Invitational?
Not really. Not really. My offense.
Well, you better be ready. You better be ready.
All right. Bruins Game 7. It's time. Until next week on...
We won't be here for this next week.
Won't be here next week.
Might not be the next week.
No show next week.
Definitely no show next week.
Might stream, maybe, but definitely no show. If we can.
Maybe no show the next week, but potentially stream. We'll let you guys know. Just stay tuned to Twitter. Follow us there.
Follow us on Twitch, too, because when it goes live, we'll be live.
Right.
We'll be down at EA for the MUT Invitational. We'll be down there for a bit, so hit us up. We look forward to seeing you guys, though. Until next week, guys, remember, lock up.
This is always awesome.